What's going on, boys? I want to start off by saying that if I sound like I'm sick, it's because I definitely am. Um, I don't normally talk about skateboarding a lot on this channel. It's something I mostly enjoy privately as I get older. But I did want to talk about this a little bit today because I had heard today that Lakai was basically dead, and that's very sad. It is essentially one of the last footprints in skateboarding that Mark Johnson had like a significant hand in, and it's another company, much like Enjoy, that has essentially died. If you can't tell, I was a huge fan of Enjoy, and it splintered off into Jacuzzi and Sci-Fi Fantasy. That's the beanie I'm wearing. Um, And I mean, when he left Enjoy, he went over to Chocolate and then got in with Lakai, which was the shoe brand that Mike and Rick started. Um, and they brought in Mark Johnson for that. From what I've heard talking to guys at my local shop and stuff, guys that are obviously affiliated with pros, they've told me that when you start a shoe company, especially in skateboarding, it's very tough out there. It's one of the hardest things that you can do. And I mean, I can't really say that I'm surprised that it would go this way. Supposedly, the rumor is that I guess they were having a lot of trouble. They were losing money. Mike and Rick had to get involved with some like private equity bullshit to save it. And I guess the new owner was going to allow them to stay on and keep 10% of the ownership each. And I guess one of the conditions is they had basically told Mike and Rick, like, you got to fucking cut the team. You got to fucking cut the team. And if you know anything about like what happened with Enjoy and Louie and, the rest of those guys, Kaz Valberry, Nestor, the whole fucking gang, it doesn't work. You can't just cut a team and expect skaters to support that brand. It doesn't happen. The only way that something like that could happen is if you already have yourself established as like a almost like a clothing brand. The only brand off the top of my head that I could think of that had any success in that regard would be Rip and Dip, and that has taken a massive hit now that people look at Ryan O'Connor as a girlfriend beater. Like my local shop won't even carry Rip and Dip anymore because of that shit, but that's a whole nother can of worms. Anyway, it's looking like Lakai is completely fucked at this point. And when I heard about this, I realized like, I stopped supporting them a few years ago. They lost the plot a while back, well before Mark Johnson's part in Fully Flared. Like, it's crazy to me that they could go from this fucking Mark Johnson ripping it and being a fucking boss, one of the coolest motherfuckers to ever touch a board, to fucking look at the wait do you see this shit? This is where they lost me. They did a fucking collaboration with Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham. Now, to those of you who don't know, they call Lena Dunham the Sister Fister. Yeah. You want to know why? Take a look. She wrote a book where she like openly talks about I can't say that word. She did things to her sister when she was a toddler. In this page right here, she talks about how curiosity got the best of her and she opened her sister's parts and like put like pebbles in there and like called her mother in and like something about it being a prank. She said that like she would try to persuade her sister to kiss her and would like offer sweets and coins and stuff. And this is like shit that she was doing when she was 17 to her toddler sister. Like, that's some psycho shit. Stuff that I can't get behind. When you're doing fucking collabs like this with a monster, like, I can't support that shit. When it comes to like a skater shoe, you have to give skaters a reason to support your business. Especially in today's world with Nike and Adidas and Converse and Vans. You look at a brand like Emerica, like a lot of these shoes are essentially, I mean, I'm not seeing much here that Vans doesn't essentially do better. You've got your knockoff half cab. You've got your knockoff slip-on. And I mean, of course, they've got their own version of the fucking Dunk, right? I mean, I think that this OG right here, this is cool. I'm glad they're bringing that back. That's an old classic that I used to skate when I was a kid. I'm glad to see them bring that out of the repertoire. That's cool. But, I mean, aside from that, like, why would I go with, like, their fucking version of, oh my God, I can't think of the fucking name of it. Every skate fucking shoe has their version of this. It's very like like the fucking last resort type deal. You know what I mean? Every fucking skate company wants to do that, but you got to give me a reason to support you. Aside from just being skater owned. I'm sorry, but it's like when I go to my local shop, I've talked with the owners about this before. They've said the same thing. They're more likely to go with a pair of Nikes. They're more likely to go with a pair of Adidas, and it's because they're going to last you longer. You're getting more bang for your buck. I'm a fucking almost 34-year-old man. I mean, I'm not looking to blow my money on a pair of shoes that's going to last me a fucking month. I want something that's going to, fucking hold up, and that's going to allow me to skate for as long as possible. That's why Andrew Reynolds decided to go with New Balance as opposed to signing with the Emerica again. I mean, you know, you got to give me a fucking reason. And I'm not saying, like, that I don't support small skater-owned brands. I do. I recently picked up a pair of iPath Cats. I fucking love these. This is one of my favorite shoes of all time. It's still got the pocket and the tongue. These things are comfortable as shit. I won't skate these for nothing, man. I fucking love these. You know, I mean, there's plenty of good shit out there. You have to know where to look. And I mean, you know the deal. You know, especially, like, it's one thing when you're a kid, but then once you get old enough to where you're making your own money and you're buying your own shit, like, you want to get some bang for your buck. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but it becomes kind of less about wanting to fucking be core all the time, right? Like, I don't know, maybe that's just how I feel about it. And fucking, like, in Lakai's case, don't do fucking collabs with the fucking sister fister. When you're doing this shit, you've lost the fucking plot. I can't have any sympathy for you anymore. I can't support that shit. There's only one man who can word it better than I can, and I'm just gonna let him fucking say it, because he could say it way better than I ever fucking could. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go.
Lena Dunham, I'm not gonna attack you. I wouldn't come out openly and attack you and do anything illegal. What I will do is this. All right, bitch? You made threats against me, so now if I see you in person, I'm gonna be afraid for my safety. And I'm gonna have to make the first move, physically attack you first. Lena Dunham, okay? I'm gonna have to protect my life, all right? And if the police come, cool. If they don't, I'll take it to the end. You're gonna sign a contract, essentially your death papers. You're gonna sign away the rights to your life in a fight in the ring to the death. I'm practicing, okay? Lena Dunham, I studied your tapes. You're a fat pig. That means specifically, I'm gonna go for your midsection, okay? I'm gonna try to knock your fucking head off. In public, when I see you, Lena Dunham, I'm gonna knock your fucking head off. Like that. Okay, Lena? Lena Dunham, I'm coming for you. It's gonna look just like this. Oh, walking around LA, there's a nice coffee shop. What's that? Is that the sound of the pebbles? Right in the crotch. Gonna clinch up Lena Dunham. Just like that, bitch. Come for you.